When I first started running my agency, I started running ads, and my marketing budget was embarrassingly low, about $300 a month or roughly $10 a day. But here's the thing that blew my mind is you don't have to spend a lot of money to get very good results. And to my surprise, small budgets often had larger profit margins than the big spenders. Today, I'm going to show you my exact 7-step blueprint on exactly what I use to launch low-budget Facebook ads and why that might be the best decision you've ever made for your business. Over the last few years, I've helped 150 businesses scale with Facebook and Instagram ads, and I've spent a ton of money. And I can tell you this one thing with absolute certainty is that my best performing ad campaigns had an embarrassing low budget of around $10 or less. And because I'm such an amazing guy, I'm gonna show you exactly what I did to get great results with a very low budget. So here's a quick outline of exactly what I'm gonna show you and what you're gonna get out of this video. First, I'm gonna show you how to reverse engineer ads for absolutely free. And then what we're gonna do is talk about the largest mistakes that marketers tend to make when launching small budget ads. Finally, number 3, I'm gonna reveal what the real profit margins are, and don't be shocked, it's not what the gurus tell you. By the end of this video, you're gonna have the exact blueprint to start winning with low budget Facebook ads for as little as $10 a day in ad spend. All right, step number 1 is called steal like an artist. Now, don't be an ultra Chad. Don't be douchey like that and steal word for word. What we really wanna do is pay attention to what's working. Observe and learn the winning components of those ads and why they got attention. If we do that, it'll change the landscape of our business forever. And the reason why is when you're just starting out, you don't have a ton of money, so you don't really have a lot of wiggle room to test ads. So what we're gonna use is something called Meta Ads Library. Literally just go to Google search, type in Meta Ads Library, and up pops the website. Now, we can go through a couple parameters to search all active ads, type in our favorite creators, and see their ads and what's working for them. Now, here's the thing. Now, observe what's working for those creators. They've spent a lot of marketing budget already. Reproduce it in your way, your voice for your audience. And when I first learned of this, a quick story is that I thought it was the magical copy because we've all seen those ads. Here's the top 10 scripts from my most winning ads. It'll work for you kind of thing. That wasn't actually accurate for me at least, is that when I copied things word for word, 1, it didn't feel good. 2 is I didn't get the same results. And there was a reason why, is because I didn't understand the fundamentals behind why those ads worked. They were already a good format. So it's more about the format and a lot less about the ad copy inside the ad. So understand what's working, reproduce it in your stylization for your industry, and you'll get massive success because they are already tried and true. All right, step number 2 is one offer rule. Oftentimes people are gonna start to overcomplicate their offers. They wanna be on every platform at every time and have multiple offers, high ticket, low ticket, mid ticket. There's way too much energy going in way too many directions. So the biggest mistake is most creators have information overload. They're not really mastering any one thing. Easiest way around this is pick one offer. Maybe your best offer or an industry standard offer that has high profit margins. And if you don't have that, pick one of your offers that you believe will work the best and start there and master just that one. You have to understand is how Meta works, is that when you're marketing, they need information to make decisions. So the more positive feedback the machine gets, the better it refines itself over time. If your ads campaigns have too many variables, it doesn't work very well, is because the marketing budget would have to be a lot larger for it to dial in itself and its logic to be like, all these other things aren't working, but this one does. And when you design these, it's pretty simple. One ad campaign, one ad set, and one ad. Don't get too crazy with it because you don't have the marketing budget to lose. Now, over time, when you find a winner, that's when you're gonna wanna scale. And that's the moment you're gonna wanna double down and create different angles hitting that exact same topic. And now you're gonna have marketing campaigns with 9, 10, 20, 30 different ad creatives in it. And here's a key takeaway that I use is that I use the rule of called 5 1s. One problem, one target market, one offer, one platform, 1 year. Step number 3 is trust the machine. don't be scared to use Advantage Plus. You have to understand is that this system's very accurate, and in recent months versus years prior, you had to be pretty sharp to be a great marketer and know the exact interest and dial it in and have lots of education experience. Now, that isn't true today. The machine is doing very well. So learn to trust Advantage Plus. In every single ad that I launch today, I leverage Advantage Plus. And actually in every single client I have, we launched our ads with Advantage Plus. And you have to understand is that Meta wants you to succeed. They don't want to just take your money. They want you to go make more money so that you could spend more money on ads. That's their relationship. Of course they want you to win. Stop trying to be slick and smart and start becoming profitable. AI is far better at it than any human that has ever existed. Number 4, profit margins and the real dirty secrets to what is a good ROAS, return on ad spend. For now, I want you to forget about a 10, 20x. These are what they call the marketing dream vacation. These are these big, lofty offers and statements that help lure you in to where you believe it. And although those are possible, a highly profitable business has a 2 or 3x return. Stop having these lofty goals where you believe a 10x ROAS is the standard. It's not when you start out because you're not good at anything. You're inefficient in every aspect of your business. And the fundamental goal is to collect data. We need to spend money and make a little bit of money so we have better decision points along the way to scale. We can't just come out the gate and have that one magical ad. That's not gonna work. It just is not reality. But if I had the ability to keep banging at ads and marketing for 6 months or a year, the likelihood that I'm gonna have a solid, very scalable, cold traffic, top of funnel ad campaign is about 100%. It is nearly impossible if you do it long enough not to find the exact thing that touches your audience and starts to convert at a high rate. Number 5, hands off the damn wheel. Whatever you do, when you have a small budget, do not tweak the ads. Because your ad budget's small, Meta doesn't have enough data to learn. The feedback loop to make change and iterate through, don't mess with the ad campaigns, don't mess with the ad creatives, the ad sets, and don't mess with the ads themselves. Launch it, let it ride for 2 to 4 weeks and observe. Now at the end of those 2 to 4 weeks, see what in there was working at the highest rate. There is gonna be a clear winner where one ad is going to kick up and maybe have a 30% higher click-through rate or whatever it is that your goal of running that ad was. Pay attention to that. You're in the data collection and decision-making business right here. Absent data, we can't make an educational decision. It's all out of feeling. Well, in a logical system, that doesn't work. Number 6, niche down. You ever hear this statement? The riches are in the niches. That's quote, whatever, statement quote, you got me, right? Broad target is for broad dollars and spenders. All I hear is burning revenue to speak broadly. Pick a specific market because everything revolves around who it is you're talking to. I don't talk to all San Diego, hey, if you're interested in doing this thing, just come check me out. No, market call out. An individual that needs a problem solved in a specific region. If you're a hungry family looking to have the best pizza of your life in the El Cajon region, come check me out. Understand is that the real riches are in the niches, and particularly if you have a small budget. And one of the last clients that I worked with, he was in the videography space. The first thing that we do, and it's a standard business course, I don't know why that this more emphasis isn't placed on this. It seems so simple, maybe that's why people glaze over it, but he was doing the exact same thing in his business and he was making less than $10,000 a month. The first thing we discussed is understanding his ideal client because he was having a hard time competing against bigger brands with that broader message. Your current demographic on your page is unrepresented in your area. Speak to them. One person, 1 year, remember? Start solving their problems. No one's talking to them. And that's what he did. And something like that looks like, instead of speaking broad, which is what a lot of my my ads are, because I'm in a different level of my business, is I speak to service businesses. Service businesses in the San Diego area, if you're tired of your phone not ringing off the hook and there's no leads coming through the door of your Instagram page, like, pay attention. That's a hook or something I might do. Instead of doing that, which is very broad, that's all service businesses, you would say maybe it is home construction, so like home services. So that would be lawn care. Homeowners requiring lawn care in San Diego or El Cajon or La Jolla, that's specific. Riches exist in the niches. So instead of speaking broad, dial in down on the niche, home services or automotive services. 7 and final, move fast with new features. So big businesses are slow to adopt change. By the time they've figured it out, they've burnt through massive amounts of revenue. The first person to adopt the change is the first person to find themselves in the blue ocean, which is you sit in the blue ocean with no competition. There's fish everywhere, right? It's an abundance. That's exactly what you want. While they're sitting in board meetings and trying to figure out their 30 or 40 different ad campaigns and which ones are working or not, you've already stopped everything, observed what's working, doubled down, filmed, edited, and launched new creatives inside of just a few days. And now you're reaping the market shares while the big bear is asleep at the wheel. Speed and opportunity is just about everything in business. Just recently, with the meta updates that I talked about earlier, them spending billions on AI, they had something called the Andromeda update. Now, it rolled out in phases, but at the end of June, I believe, July, was one of their largest updates, where the Instagram feed and the system responsible for matching interest could move efficiently. Before, it was too slow. So it couldn't keep up the volume of ads, the volume of traffic, and link interest and ad types to the right people. So the system was kind of broken. This is why broader messages were working a lot better. Well, broader messages aren't working for crap right now, at least not for me and my clients. A specific message is working dramatically better. And I had been doing the same thing over and over again. I was broad because that was what was working. And they updated their system, and the ads, not only my ads, but a lot of my clients' ads broke. Their ad campaigns, some of them weren't working. We had to redesign the ads, do different types of ad campaigns. And in that process, we learned what was working. It was the specificity of the ads which were working, is because inside the ad creative, Meta analyzes what's in there. So when you're saying San Diego homeowners, listen up. If you're interested in custom kitchens or bathrooms, I have a track record of 10 years and 500 client testimonials. There's no one that cares more about your kitchens and bathrooms going from this to this. Well, if you made an ad like that, before it might not have performed really well and you had to dial in the interest. Well, now you hit Advantage Plus and you let that ride, and it goes out and finds pretty much exactly who it should be targeting. That's the difference. Those broad ones just stopped working, and the more targeted ones that were constructed correctly and in alignment with Meta's guidance for the last 6 months crushed. And right now in the market, those specific ads crush. Just use Advantage Plus, launch it, don't even look back. Make a couple different angles, 10 different versions, let it ride. Spend a little bit of money, and eventually you're gonna find the ones that work and the emotional angles that hit on your clients. Then what you're gonna do is change up the media formats from reels to photos, from photos to carousels, off those same topics. And then you're just gonna iterate through the known good winners back and forth through different versions of the same thing. Change up the text, change up the editing slightly, get a more intense hook, and that's where you're gonna start to win. I hit you with a ton of stuff, but if you're tired of wasting money and you wanna start crushing your Facebook ads, you're gonna wanna pay attention to this next video right here, where I go over the exact winning marketing strategy that San Diego businesses are using and getting great results from.